Hi, this is Alexia Tsotsis with TechCrunch TV, and I am here with Felicia Day. She is a star and writer of the Guilds. She is soon to star in Dragon Age Redemption. She's been on Dr. Horrible's sing-along blog, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and a slew of other mainstream and internet-based television and other media offerings.
Yeah, everywhere.
Everywhere. She's everywhere, including here at South by Southwest keynote speaking.
Yeah, that was very fun. I was actually a volunteer here in, I think, 98, 99 when I was in college. So I was one of the managers of the Platinum Lounge. So it was kind of cool to come back and be a keynoter. I'm still taking as many free drinks as I can from everywhere I go.
Do you still have your original volunteer shirt? You should have
No,
worn that.
I don't think so. I wish I did.
So you're from Austin and you volunteered as...
Yeah.
Wow.
I went to UT. So when I wanted to get into film, I decided to volunteer for South by Southwest to just get to know the film business a little bit better. And it turned out to be a lot more fun to volunteer than just an educational experience. It's an amazing experience to volunteer, and the volunteers work so hard. They definitely keep this behemoth running.
So in your keynote, did you touch a little bit on how the internet's disrupted Hollywood and the television industry, and what exactly you do with the Guilds?
Yeah, I did. In my keynote, I talked about the history of the Guild. We started out, I was an actor and I was making a very good living, but I wasn't really fulfilled, and I had a bad World of Warcraft addiction. So I decided to stop that and maybe create something as a writer. And I wrote about what I knew, which was online gaming, into a half-hour format, a TV show. And most people thought that was just so confusing. They didn't know what was going on. This was in 2007. So they said, just go write, mainstream stuff. And I didn't want to. So my producer, Kim Evie, took the script and she said, we should make this for the web. And not having any filmmaking background, we just decided to do it in our houses and on borrowed cameras. And then after a whole season, supported by fan donations, we found a fairy tale deal with Microsoft and Sprint to continue doing the show, released on Xbox, and our sponsor paid our bills up front, which was not the case in season 1. So it was a really amazing opportunity to work with somebody who would broaden our audience in a way we couldn't have done by ourselves. And it's been 4 seasons now.
It's amazing. So is the audience there for web shows? Is it the same? I mean, obviously it's smaller numbers, but do you see a growth in audience, or do you see people?
I don't know if it's smaller numbers at this point. For scripted episodic content, it's maybe some smaller numbers situationally. We have over 100 million viewers for our 4 seasons now. If you look at a cable show's ratings, some of these shows get 750,000 to 1 million viewers. And look at YouTube, and you can see where there is more audience on the web. And I think it's going to grow as people who are younger, who are used to getting their content online and streaming it, continue to get their content there. So I think the business model is being disrupted. It's just a little slower than people might expect. After being in Dr. Horrible 2 years ago, people thought that it was just going to be a big flood, and I think it's been more of a gradual change, but I think this year might be a tipping point in it. More people are watching things on the web. Video games are making more money than TV and film, so that's why, I really like what I'm doing, because I'm doing a lot of game online. I guess inadvertently that was a good idea.
So what advice do you have for people who for other actors and actresses and writers and producers who get disillusioned with the traditional system of distribution and want to move their content online and want to start doing kind of what you did?
My advice would be to not think of the web as a backdoor way to get into mainstream, although that might be successful. It's very hard to market content that mainstream people would like and make it successful on the web. I think the web is a place where niche audiences drive success because it's so hard to just please everyone on the web. You have to be able to be targeted to know where your audience is going to be, and your audience is everywhere. It's millions and millions of channels if you think about every website as a channel. So, I would find what's unique about your project that is unique for it being on the web, whether it's content or format or storytelling methods, and then make sure it's unique to yourself, because personality and personalization is very important to maybe being an audience being engaged and rooting for you, because you really do have to have that sort of sticky voice. Yeah.
It's so strange how important a voice becomes online, as opposed to you can kind of be generalized and like an archetype on television, but if you're not somewhat strange or unique or something about you on the internet, people don't want to watch.
Yeah, and I think, we use the internet to form our identity in a sense, because we put together our patterns of behavior, the kind of blogs we like, the kind of hobbies that we have, the kind of groups that we hang out with online, and it's a way to sort of be yourself but not yourself, and that anonymity is really important, I think, to the internet. And in order to get into that person's world, you have to think about them versus you and what you need from them more. And I know that's simplistic, but when you're working on a mass scale, it's in the traditional marketing sense, you want to force behavior, and you can't do that. Like, you rebel against that, and you resent it, and you can see it a mile away. So I think that kind of engagement with your audience and being authentic and involving them in the process is a lot more effective.
So, speaking of being authentic, you made a video called "Do You Want to Date My Avatar?"
Yeah.
And so, do you think that hiding behind avatars or putting these symbols of online identity out there is a move towards authenticity or abstraction of identity?
I think that being able to, like I said, reinvent yourself in a way and be not who you necessarily are to everybody if you walked up to them. That's why I really think the move toward tying your identity to one thing, like a Facebook account or something like that, it's kind of a step backwards to me. I think that we all sort of fear failure in a way and don't want to be creative because of ridicule in real life. And that opportunity to get yourself out there in a way that has that portion of anonymity, it can also lead to bad behavior, but it can lead to amazing things because people are willing to take risks. And at the same time, the way that we see a person coming up to us, we have a lot of preconceived notions about that person's gender, their background, the way they look, and we judge them because of that. And we say, oh, that person's not going to fit in my wheelhouse. But that's why the Guild, I think, is more authentic in a way, because we are just people. And I have 6 different characters, 3 women gamers and 3 guy gamers, all ages, all backgrounds, all ethnicities, and they're really good friends. And you can have that happen online, and it would never have happened if they just met at a bar in real life. So, I think that's something we really should fight to keep in the internet.
Cool. Thank you, Felicia. Your next project is Dragon Age: The Redemption.
Yes.
And it's the largest gaming... Oh, come on, explain it.
It's going to be, it's a really cool opportunity. I'm a huge BioWare EA fan, and when they called to say, hey, let's do a project together, I was like, yes, please, and can I have a free game? They gave me a free game. I was just so excited because it's a world that I could play in that was their world, but the fact that they let me go in and just really research and create a story that would be true to their world versus like taking it and try to please everyone. Again, that kind of content. Hopefully gamers will really see that I love the game and I infuse that into every episode. And it's going to be a big event. The announcement.
When is it? When is it?
It's going to be later this summer.
Okay.
So we're editing it right now and lots of post-production because we do have magic.
Cool. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.